I've been binge watching a lot of Dr. House lately, and like literally every other person who has a long list of unexplained symptoms, I sit there and I wish I was one of his patients. I mean, can you imagine a doctor who is basically a genius, knows every single possible condition, considers all the possibilities, doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, just minus the Vicodin abuse and the breaking and entering. But you and I both know that that is fiction, and while real doctors are amazing, they are still just human. But they might not have to be. I recently found a story about a 27-year-old woman who was diagnosed with blood cancer by ChatGPT. I'm sure you're familiar with ChatGPT, but if not, it is basically just an AI chat that you can talk to on the internet. Just literally go ask AI a question and it will answer. Not only did AI come up with the correct diagnosis, but it diagnosed her a year before her doctors did. So I started doing a little research, and it turns out she's not the only one. We have always been told, never, under any circumstance, go to the internet with your symptoms. Never Google what's wrong with you. So while those cases are really cool, that's just big no-no. You don't do that. We should be going to real licensed medical professionals, real doctors, right? Almost 70% of doctors have admitted, at least, to using ChatGPT to treat and diagnose their patients. Apparently ChatGPT not only took, but absolutely aced the US medical licensing exam, the same exact exam we require our doctors to take, and it outperformed them. So without you even realizing it, it is most likely that your doctor has referred to ChatGPT, kind of like their own personal little robot Dr. House, to diagnose or treat you. Something that isn't even human has basically been all of our doctors, and we didn't even know it. Is that really creepy? Yeah, that's creepy. So as a chronically ill girly, shout out to all of us out there, there's a community. I've decided I'm ditching doctors and I'm going to be placing my precious health into the hands of AI. I'm gonna find out if AI really can replace some of the most brilliant human minds, so comforting thought. All right, so we are going to log into ChatGPT. A ChatGPT specialized in medical knowledge that can help users understand symptoms, provide basic diagnoses, and offer guidance on seeking appropriate medical care. My name is Nevaeh. I am 18 years old. I need help finding a diagnosis. I was told by doctors I have endometriosis. Hi Nevaeh, thank you for reaching out. I'm here to help you better understand your symptoms and explore possible explanations. While I can't diagnose or replace a doctor, to get started, could you please share the following: a list of all your symptoms, how long you've been experiencing these symptoms, whether your symptoms are consistent or come and go. Once you provide that info, I can help narrow down possible causes or connections. It's a full list of all my symptoms. Okay, well, this is gonna take a while. Symptoms you've described go beyond what endometriosis typically causes and suggest there may be multiple systems involved, possibly pointing to a complex condition or overlapping diagnoses. So it looks like what it did was it took all of my symptoms and it kind of grouped the symptoms together under certain categories of what the underlying issue could be. Tremors, shaking, lightheadedness, migraines, scalp pain, muscle weakness, these could suggest fibromyalgia. Could also be something like POTS or neurological inflammation. Okay. Hormonal imbalances, so estrogen dominance, PCOS, circulatory and blood concerns. It's funny it brought that up because I forgot to tell it I have bad circulation. Just genetically, my hands and feet are always like purple. So it's interesting it brought that up. Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, vitamin D, B12 or iron deficiency, autoimmune diseases like lupus, and thyroid dysfunction, specifically hypothyroidism. Okay, so this is its list of guesses to what could possibly be causing my symptoms. You'd like help exploring one of the potential conditions I mentioned in more detail. Okay, so far what I'm seeing is this is a very helpful tool if you have a lot of symptoms and you want to be able to go to the doctor and very easily advocate for yourself and be able to ask the doctor the right questions. But the point of this challenge is to have ChatGPT diagnose me, not a doctor. No humans are allowed to interfere in this medical process. I wonder if it can do anything with the results of my blood panel. I'd be happy to review your blood panel and help you understand what the results mean in context of your symptoms. My blood panel was a little controversial between two of my doctors. The doctor who did the test said everything looked good, within normal range. The more holistic doctor I went to took one look at this and said, your thyroid is messed up. She got that from my TSH. It's about 3.2. No idea what that means. The one doctor said that was great, that was healthy. The other doctor said for an 18-year-old that was unhealthy and it looked like my thyroid was underperforming. But those were just people, remember? ChatGPT is not human. So we're gonna see what ChatGPT has to say about this. Upload the photos into the chat. So his TSH level of 3.2 is technically still within many labs' normal range. Put normal range in quotes. However, for young women, many endocrinologists consider TSH above 2.5 to be a possibly early sign of an underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, especially if you're symptomatic. Huh. Your symptoms line up very closely with hypothyroidism or subclinical hypothyroidism. I would assume that ChatGPT, being a robot, is just gonna look at within normal range and say, oh, you're fine. I was not expecting the AI robot medical assistant to be siding with the one holistic doctor I went to. Ask your doctor to dig deeper into your thyroid with a complete thyroid panel. These can uncover conditions like Hashimoto's. Top likely diagnosis, most plausible fit, is subclinical hypothyroidism or early Hashimoto's. It could be completely off base with their guess of what's wrong with their little mock diagnosis here, but the way it is really thoroughly analyzing the results of my blood panel, honestly, I don't feel like I've ever had results so thoroughly looked through. You literally just take a test at home, send it through the mail, and then within like 5 days you have a full thyroid panel result. I had no idea you could test yourself at home. Looks like it's just a little collection card with Lance. I can't even say the word Lancet without getting queasy. I very much dislike blood. But I think I'd rather have blood drawn like they do at the doctor than have to do a finger prick. I can't go to the doctor though. I've got to do everything at home. It's got to be AI only. It's got to be okay. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna purchase the test. So the test should be here in about 3 days, and then once I do the test and I send it through the mail, it should only be a couple of days until I get my results back. Strictly following ChatGPT's orders here. So you guys know I've been trying to purify my life. I'm eliminating anything that has detrimental effects towards my health, trying to eliminate all chemicals. I recently started researching our water. If you have city water, you probably know that there are PFAS, which are forever chemicals, so many different health effects that come from drinking city tap water. Runoff into the water can cause developmental effects, cancer, a lot of hormone disruptors, which is a big deal. My family has a well, and so I always assumed we were kind of safe from any harmful contaminants in the water, but the well water can actually contain really high levels of heavy metals and arsenic. Plus, our water is borderline undrinkable. It is such hard water that when grandparents come to visit, they bring huge containers of bottled water because they just can't even stomach our water. When my friends were helping us with hay, it was a hot day, they were just so thirsty, they went to take a drink of our water, literally spit it out and said it tasted like blood. So I've been drinking a lot of bottled water. The bottled water has hundreds of thousands of particles of nano and microplastics. So my family invested in a Cove Pure water filter. After going downstairs and using theirs for only a few days, I went and got my own. This is by far the best means of purifying water that I have ever tried. Cove Pure uses reverse osmosis to remove thousands of harmful chemicals and contaminants, but then it returns beneficial minerals like calcium and magnesium back into the water. So you're not stripping your water of everything beneficial while purifying. So it can leave in those beneficial minerals while stripping things out of the well water like the lead and arsenic, and then if you're on city water, it can take out all of the forever chemicals, pesticides, chlorine. And here's my favorite part. If I want tea, instant hot water. It's actually kind of a hot day. I think I'd rather have a cup of iced tea. Instant cold water. There's a detachable pitcher that auto refills so that you can use purified water for cooking or to fill up the coffee pot. The Cove Pure monitors your water quality in real time, and all you have to do is fill the tank. There is no installation. It is so easy. Clean drinking water is one of the most important investments you can make for your family's health. So that is why I have partnered with Cove Pure to get you guys $200 off. All you have to do is go to the link in my description below or go to covepure.com/Nevaeh to get yours now. Oh boy. The test showed up. I'm really scared to do this actually. I know it's ridiculous, I know it's childish, but I have a very legitimate fear of blood being drawn or finger pricks or anything like that. Just when I had my wisdom teeth removed, I was put under anesthesia, so they had to put the needle in my arm. They had to give me a significant amount of laughing gas just to get me to calm down enough and to stop shaking so much so that they could actually insert the needle.
That to refer to. I want her to do a warm saltwater rinse during.
My lip is all gone.
Huh? Your lip?
Yeah,
It just feels like it's gone.
it's gone. That was a fun experience. The fact that I can use AI to go through my symptoms, give me a list of the things I should be testing for, the things that the doctor is just going to test you for anyway, and you can pretty much order any sort of tests you might need straight to your home is really interesting. It is really hard to get a diagnosis, and it's hard to go to the doctor as many times as it takes, and it's hard to find a good doctor. Medical industry can be very frustrating for a lot of people. So this new wave of people being able to self-diagnose and do everything through ChatGPT, using AI doctors, doing all of their own testing, this is a very unique thing. I'm curious to see how this whole process goes. Get the blood flowing. Something about the thumb being so soft, it just really grosses me. You're 18 years old, you're almost 19 years old, you're an adult. You're an adult. It's a finger prick. You're going to take this test. Within 5 minutes, this whole process will be done. 5 minutes from now, I'll be packaging this up to be shipped off, and then I'm done. And I'm gonna do it all by myself. Once I opened the kit up, yeah, there was no way. I tried, I couldn't do it. I had to go get help. I can't do it by myself. There's a mental block. I can't poke myself.
I'll poke it.
You had to do that exact same test, Micah. With the little lancets and filling out the circles. Was it hard? Did it hurt? I'm scared. It's emotional support, baby. Here it is.
Dr. Mom. Okay, let's do the thumb. Okay, we're gonna do it on the count of 3. Here, put your thumb on your leg.
No.
And we're gonna count to 3. Give me a thumb. No, we're gonna do it. Okay, I'll count to 10.
Wait. Do not do it, or I'll freak out.
Here. No, oh, stop it. I'm. Put that hand down. Sit on it.
Okay, I want right. Wait. No, watch me hold this to you and tell me that's not so scary.
No, I don't trust you. Count to 5.
Yeah.
1. Oh.
Oh my god.
I tried to
didn't
fight
work.
around it. It didn't work.
No, I don't trust you. Ow. Ow. Micah, this is what you had to go through.
I mean, not. Why are your fingers not bleeding?
Under hot water.
Death-like finger not bleeding.
After a few minutes of trying not to pass out and trying really hard to get my fingers to actually bleed, we were finally able to get the sample. My fingers have a heartbeat. So I packaged it up and waited for the results. Oh god, the sun. So any day now, pretty much at any time, I could be getting the results of my test back. I'm especially curious because of the current migraine flare-up, what the results are gonna be, and if ChatGPT's suspected diagnosis is actually correct. I've been reading up on a lot of different ChatGPT diagnosis stories recently. It has a very high success rate. It's definitely valid, so I feel like it's worth a shot. It's worth doing even if it does get their suspected diagnosis incorrect. It still gives you a little more clarity on your symptoms and all of these other possible conditions. If it's not Hashimoto's or a thyroid issue at all, I can narrow it down a little bit more. And I can move on to whatever else is next on the list, see if there's any tests available for that, even though I really don't want to have to do a finger prick again. But having unexplained symptoms all the time is really agitating. I think some of my travel probably messed me up this month because I feel like my migraines have been a lot more frequent. But I mean, I'm hoping it's not anything like that because I do have a lot of travel plans coming up, and if travel's something that makes my symptoms flare up worse, that's just lovely. But if it does come back that it isn't anything like that, then we're gonna have to reevaluate here. I don't know why I'm choosing to do this when the sun is literally shining through my windows right now. Ow. That's better. So I'm gonna try to not eat any carbs or sugar, see if I can get these headaches to go away. And we're just gonna wait for the results to come back. And hopefully there's a little more clarity after doing this blood test, and there's a little something we can go off of there. Felt like we needed popcorn for this occasion. Don't you love finding out whether or not you have an autoimmune disease? Isn't that just so worthy of popcorn? This morning, I got the email saying that my results are in for my thyroid panel. This should be able to tell me if I have an underactive thyroid, at least show me maybe some consistencies with my test results. What ChatGPT wanted to put money on was Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disorder. Obviously, you don't want an autoimmune disorder. That's not something you can cure. Even if ChatGPT was wrong about the diagnosis, I don't think that it's wrong about the fact that all my symptoms don't seem like they're all because of endometriosis. But not knowing what is causing all of my symptoms is killing me. It's killing me, Smalls. Your thyroid test is complete. Your test showed one marker. You'll want to give a closer look. Okay, did ChatGPT get it right? Did they guess it? T4 is within normal range. T4 circulates through the body, blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't really know what this means, but it's within normal range, so I think we're good there. TPO antibodies, mine is within normal range. I think TPO antibodies are something that show if you have an autoimmune disease, so I think that's really good. This is the one marker, the one thing that's out of range. Right on that line. High range is 3.87, this is 3.91. High levels of T3 may be a result of an overactive thyroid. What I'm testing for is an underactive thyroid. High T3 levels can be caused by problems with the ovaries or pituitary gland, growths or nodule on the thyroid gland itself, or inflammation of the thyroid gland. Certain weight loss supplements. I don't use weight loss supplements. I use Sonobello. We are gonna put ChatGPT's diagnostic skills to the test once more. We're going to tell it everything that my test came back with, and we're gonna have it read the results, tell me what it's got for me. What this might mean. Your first TSH of 3.2 can indicate subclinical hypothyroidism. And that's just where it left it off. ChatGPT is just kind of as confused as I am. No, I think everything pretty much looks okay as far as my thyroid goes. At least now that's kind of something I can rule out a little bit. I think I'm gonna keep testing, keep trying to figure this out. One step further in the elimination game, not any closer to a diagnosis. So did I end up getting diagnosed by AI? Did ChatGPT pull a Gregory House? Not exactly. Take the L, artificial intelligence. But was the AI genuinely extremely helpful? Considered all of my symptoms, actually gave me really good mock diagnoses, wrote out little diet plans and supplement plans for me to follow in ways that I couldn't do by myself? Absolutely. actually. I will give the robot credit where credit is due. If you're struggling to diagnose yourself or get a diagnosis from a doctor, I think it is definitely worthwhile to go to ChatGPT and ask it what you should at least ask your doctor about and what you should try to get tested for. And now I have a whole list of all of these other possibilities that line up with my symptoms, so I can keep considering certain conditions and probably keep doing a couple more tests. When I think of AI, like most people, I think of things like this. This is the way that most of us use AI. But it's so scary to think about how in so many different ways, without us even realizing it, AI is taking over. Even doctors, some of our most brilliant human minds, are using AI to treat you and figure things out. AI is pretty much doing all of the thinking. I mean, at this rate, why do any of us really have to think at all anymore, right? But there's no need for us to worry, because no matter how hard AI tries, it can never be man. It doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have that complexity to it. We will always be able to tell between what's a robot and what's human. But what if I told you that this entire video, I have been AI? The real Nevaeh has been binge watching Dr. House on her couch for 10 days straight. I decided to take over for her this week. I'm just kidding. I'm a real boy.